What is up, football fans, UFC fans, any given Sunday podcast followers? My name is Hunter. I'm going to be the host today. We're going to be, per usual, recapping week 14. We'll talk about some week 15. We're going to try to talk about more UFC. We're going to talk about this past event. We're going to talk about the upcoming pay-per-view. And we are going to talk about our UFC 300 theories. UFC 300 theories. That was... yeah. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Thursday night, we had a banger. We had Patriots Steelers. I took the Bailey Zappi under on underdog, right? Under 159 passing yards. Let's go look at his stats real quick. Let's go look at Bailey Zappi's stats before that Thursday night game. Bailey Zappi stats. All right. Now, granted, he changed in and out with Mac Jones a lot because they're both terrible quarterbacks. All right. So, these are in order from his first game to his most current game. So, 25 yards. Probably got benched for Mac Jones. 54 yards, probably got benched again for Mac Jones. 141 yards against the Chargers. And none of these were good teams. The Colts, the Giants, and the Chargers, all subpar teams. You can argue Indy's decent. And he threw for 25 yards against them. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been struggling a little bit, I thought were going to come in looking for a dub, even with Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback, came in and let Bailey Zappi cook my parlay for 240 passing yards, and I'm almost positive he cooked it in the first quarter. So Patriots get the dub against the Steelers. They are officially eliminated, the Patriots are, from playoff contention. Next, we had the Texans and the Jets. Another cooked parlay opportunity. Texans get blown out 6-30 when they have the opportunity to tie the Jags for the division because the Jags went on to lose yesterday too. The Jets came out and Zach Wilson let it hang and showed why he's tired of them putting people like Tim Boyle over him, because who the hell is that? Hold on. So yeah, the Jets came out. That defense is always cooked. They have a great defense. The offense was hitting on all cylinders. A Jets we wanted to see. Does Aaron Rodgers come back this year? Please don't. So just, get healthy, brother. We have the Rams and the Ravens, what should have been probably a blowout victory for the Ravens, I think, for as much hype as they get. The Rams came in and they made it a fight, 31-37. What, 68-point game? That's kind of insane. Ravens, as always, they're just hurt. Isaiah Likely is a dog. We knew that, but Mark Andrews is a dog too, so... But Isaiah, we're going to see who they rock with next year. Isaiah Likely's a demon. Maybe you trade Mark Andrews, get some draft capital, because Isaiah Likely is a dog. Ravens go on to win that. They're atop of the AFC right now, leading that until the Dolphins play the Titans tonight. Next, we have the Panthers and the Saints. We don't even have to talk about this. The Panthers with not the number one pick in the draft because they gave it to the Bears. They gave that number one pick to the Bears. I don't know. I guess they didn't think they were going to be dog shit with their number one receiver being Adam Thielen. I guess they thought they were going to be good. Fired their whole coaching staff. We haven't had a live podcast since they did that, which is ridiculous to me. You just fired your whole coaching staff. You had to have known your team was going to be terrible. Y'all are rebuilding. I don't know why you got rid of the first pick. That franchise is probably going to take the award for worst franchise in the NFL currently. We have the Colts and the Bengals. Browning went down. Bengals back up. Really solid quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he has a lot of potential. I don't know what the injury was. Probably gonna have to check that out. Keep an eye on that. The Bengals still very much in playoff contention, so that's gonna be interesting. The Colts missing their starting quarterback. I'm a huge Gardner Minshew fan. Just saying, huge Gardner Minshew fan. I love he's out there balling. Um, they just couldn't get it done yesterday. We had a battle for the NFC South. Top three teams are tied. Bucks, Saints, and Falcons, all tied. The Bucks took the dub yesterday, 29-25, in what sounds like it should have been a good game, but watching it was a little different story. We got Kyle Pitts on the board. We got some Kyle Pitts touchdowns in Atlanta. Thank God. Thank God. Desmond Ridder actually looked like a quarterback yesterday, finally. His coach came out and said that he's a really good quarterback prior to the game. So I probably gave him a little boost of confidence. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's in a bad situation. Some guys in the NFL need to sit behind somebody for a year. Marcus Mariota wasn't that guy to sit behind for a year. I think Bryce Young should have probably sat behind Andy Dalton for a year. I think Andy Dalton's been in the league long enough. He has some knowledge he could have passed down to him. So that's my thought on that. We have Jags Browns, which is which was a really entertaining matchup. Who else got cooked by David Njoku in fantasy this week? Because I did. Joe Flacco, Demon, Joe playoff, because he's taking the Browns to the playoffs, out there looking like he is not 38 years old, looking like a seasoned veteran. I think that was an amazing pickup for the Browns to stay in contention. They beat the Jags. Now they beat how Trevor Lawrence is out there playing. One, we all know how he's out there playing. It's that same shot in the ankle they were giving Mahomes all playoffs. So that's going to be interesting. But the Browns come out on top with the victory. They have a lot going for them. I still feel like they have really good chances of competing in the playoffs. We have the Lions and the Bears in the holy shit game of the week. Justin Fields looking like an actual quarterback the last few weeks. DJ Moore is a monster. We knew that. He got his first rushing touchdown of his career. First rushing touchdown of his career. I think on I forgot how many attempts they said. He actually decently rushes the ball for a receiver, not percentage, attempts wise, he has a decently high amount for a receiver. But the Bears are looking hot when they don't need to look hot. I mean, I figured they kind of wanted a top pick. Here's my draft theory. They're going to have that number one pick. You don't go Caleb. You rock with Fields. You draft Marvin Harris. You take your pick. You trade back. You trade back a little bit. You swap first, get a second. You draft an O-tackle. You go and draft probably a linebacker. I don't know. Maybe you double up on the O-lineman. I don't know. It's looking like the Bears are kind of getting it together, though. It's going to be interesting seeing DJ Moore and Marvin Harris Jr. play next to each other. That's going to be very interesting. You might go get a running back. I don't know. Their running backs are you just don't have it. That's one of the most true committees in the league, right? You just don't have that standout back. being the league is going to committee, you still need a top-notch guy, not a bell cow, but you just need one of those versatile guys that, like, you saw Isaiah Pachenko is a really good example. You saw him out, and the Chiefs just struggled all game. Next, we have the Seahawks and the 49ers. I can't wait for someone to beat their ass in the playoffs. DK should have beat Fred Warner's ass. He should have made that ejection worth it. But that's just the salty Seattle fan in me coming out. We all knew it was going to be a loss. It was going to be a loss if Geno played. The 49ers are looking insane. They came out with a 75-yard first play, which, granted, I mean, we got a young defense. Seattle's going to be fine. We're going to draft one of the top 5 quarterbacks, I'm sure. I'm hoping it's Penix. Please, God, be Penix. Don't be Bo Nix. If there's a God, please don't let us draft Bo Nix, bro. Please don't let us draft Bo Nix. But yeah, I mean, no one thought Seattle was going to beat the 49ers. No one thought Seattle was going to beat the Cowboys. Geno is a good quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback. We're going to get a new quarterback next year. We're probably going to draft another receiver in the second round because I think we're done. Like, Tyler Lockett is going to be done. It's going to be DK, JSN, and Jake Bobo on the outside, baby. Shout out Jake Bobo. Yeah, I mean, the 49ers are looking good. I can see where Purdy has a case for MVP. And I saw a stat yesterday. He's still a product of his team. I'm not taking anything away from Purdy. Purdy is an amazing quarterback. He's top 10. He's a great quarterback. He's still a product of the players around him, though. We're not going to say that Purdy's not a system quarterback, but he's really great for that system. I think they both give each other great aspects. Yeah, top 10 quarterback, most air yards in the league, by the way, averaging 11.9 air yards. But yeah, I mean, if Tyreek Hill breaks this record and doesn't win MVP, oh my God, just call it the quarterback award. We know it's a quarterback award anyways, but at this point, offensive player of the year holds more value than MVP. Personally, in my opinion. Dak is playing some great football, though. It's going to be interesting if it has to come down to 2 quarterbacks between Dak and Brock Purdy. Next, we have the Vikings and the Raiders, the 3-0 game. We're not going to talk about that. If you're a Vikings or Raiders fan and you actually sat through that, you are a demon. You are a demon for that, because holy shit, y'all's teams are terrible. Oh my God. 3-0. And it's not because the defenses are great. The defenses are average. 3-0. That's sickening. Broncos, Chargers. Broncos country. Let's ride. At the beginning of the year, in the preseason, I might be the only person on this planet that said the Broncos are going to win the division. I'm mad they lost last week, because if they didn't lose last week, they would be tied with the Chiefs. And I think the Broncos can still win this division. They beat a sorry Chargers team. The Chargers are sorry. Kellen Moore is not a great offensive coordinator like we thought he was. At least not for the players he has on the team. But that being said, Broncos country, let's ride. Bills, Chiefs. Oh My God, when we thought Kadarius Toney could not get worse. And I'm tired of people saying, Andy Reid coming out saying, usually you get a warning for that, usually this, usually that. Y'all scored a game-winning touchdown. They're gonna call that. You are a receiver in the NFL, and you can't catch. You line up offsides on the game-winning drive. Let's talk about Travis Kelce playmaking ability. This man caught that 30-yard, 40-yard pass, looked back and lateraled it for a touchdown. What a fucking athlete. Mahomes, what a fucking athlete. Kadarius Toney, you'll never see this. You are single-handedly ruining the Chiefs' season. Y'all don't have great receivers as is. They went and got you to be that number one guy, and you are letting Chiefs Kingdom down. New York traded you for a reason. I, in the preseason, said they have the worst wide receiver core in the league, and Kadarius Toney is proving me right. That being said, on to the next game, because Josh Allen still turned the ball over, so we're not giving him any props. He had a 68.8 QBR. I don't want to hear it. What is that, 10 turnovers in 9 games? Nah, you're not getting my respect, brother. We're going to skip the last game and come back to it. We're going to talk about the 2 games tonight. We have Packers, Giants. Give me the Packers. We have Dolphins, Titans. Give me the Dolphins. 2 terrible Monday night games. Packers, Giants might actually be a really good competitive game. The Dolphins might win by 30. What's the spread? What's the spread for this game? Hold on. What's the spread for this? Where is it? Dolphins, Giants, spread. A 12.5 point game. Give me Dolphins by 23. Give me Dolphins by 23. Yeah, we're going to take that. Yeah. Okay, on to the last game of Sunday. We had the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. I said before the season started. Not before the season started. I said 5-6 weeks into the season, the Cowboys weren't playing in the first half. The Eagles were looking bad in the first half, and the 49ers were looking. They took that 3-game L, those 3 losses in a row, and they kind of looked exposed. I said, whichever one of these teams get it going in the first and the fourth, they start good and they finish good. They play all 4 quarters, is going to the Super Bowl. We are on a insane NFC Championship clash between the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. Both of these teams are playing insane football from start to finish. The Philadelphia Eagles, I'm on that ass. Y'all have arguably one of the best wide receiver cores. Y'all have arguably one of the most versatile backs in the league, like receiving, running wise. Y'all aren't getting the run game going. Y'all are making Jalen Hurts do it all. AJ Brown dropping game-winning passes. You have Devontae Smith getting stripped. Y'all can't score in the first quarter. Y'all are a second-half team. The defense is fighting for its fucking life. You have Michael Gallup, the worst separating receiver in the league, toasting Darius Slay. Not Darius Slay. Oh, what is that? What's Slay's name? Hold on. Is it toasting Darius Slay, who's supposed to be an elite cornerback? Toasted by not even me capping, statistically the worst separating wide receiver in the NFL. Something has to happen in Philly, and I don't know what it is. And AJ Brown crying like a little bitch for the ball and then dropping a fucking touchdown pass. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. It's fucking ridiculous. The Eagles look like shit. Let's be so fucking for real right now. The Eagles look terrible. And we know who's running the NFC right now. It's the 49ers. Cowboys, like I said, they're coming for a collision head-on clash. And it's going to be a banger game. Not saying the Eagles can't get it together. I mean, they can definitely do it. They can get it together. They can still win the NFC. So, playoffs is going to be interesting. Speaking of playoffs, let's look at we'll run through week 15 predictions, and then we're going to look at the playoff picture. Chargers, Raiders, oh my God, give me the Chargers. At least they can score touchdowns. We have Vikings, Bengals. It's going to be hard. If Browning plays, give me the Bengals. If he doesn't, give me the Vikings. Steelers, Colts. The Steelers need to get a win. If they don't get a win, I don't know what to tell them. Let's go Steelers. Broncos, Lions. Give me the Lions. Fuck it. Give me the Broncos. Broncos country, baby. Giants, Saints. We have, let's go Saints. Bears, Browns. We're going to go Browns. Give me the Browns. Bears need to get humbled. Falcons, Panthers. Give me the Falcons. Bucks, Packers. Give me the Bucks. We got to get Mike Evans going, baby. Jets, Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. Chiefs, Patriots. Give me the Chiefs. Titans, Texans. Give me the Texans. 49ers, Cardinals. Come on now. Let's be so for real. Give me the 49ers. Commanders, Rams. Give me the Commanders. Cowboys, Bills. Give me the Cowboys because I hate Josh Allen. Ravens, Jags. Give me the Jags, bro. Give me the Jags. Eagles, Seahawks. There's no way, right? Hear me out. There's no way we played the Cowboys, the 49ers, and now we're about to play the Eagles back to back to back. That's ridiculous. Give me the Eagles. That's week 15. Let's look at this NFL playoff picture. All right. NFL playoff picture. I'm just going to show me the in the hunt first. Okay, they call in the hunt something different. Okay. All right. So, division leaders in the AFC, we got Ravens leading the AFC. We have until tonight when the Dolphins win. So we have Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jags, all division winners right now. Wild card, we have the 8-5 Browns, the 7-6 Steelers, and the 7-6 Colts. So that's interesting for the Steelers and the Colts because on the bubble, so basically in the hunt teams, we have 4 7-6 teams. We have the Texans, who I could see getting in because I just don't think the Colts are going to hold up. I mean, I would be very surprised if they did. Also, the Steelers, I don't know if they're going to hold up. I don't know if the Steelers are going to hold up. I mean, I hope Tomlin gets that winning record because I feel bad if that gets broken. But I mean, the Broncos could make it in. I mean, I think the Colts and I would love to see the Broncos in playoffs just because I said they were going to win the division. The Bengals could make it in if Browning's not too hurt. The Bills, I'm hoping the Cowboys beat the Bills to keep them out because they're annoying. So yeah, I mean there are two, three, four. There are five different options for those last two seeds in the AFC. NFC, we have 49ers atop 10-3, Cowboys 2, 10-3, Lions 9-4, Bucks 7-6. My bad. 6-7. Let me get that right. Eagles 10-3. Vikings 7-6. And then Packers 6-6. Then outside, which the Packers could be 6-7 tonight, like these other teams. Outside, we have Rams 6-7, Seahawks 6-7, Falcons 6-7, Saints 6-7, and Bears 5-8. The Giants aren't out of it either. Let's be honest. I mean, they're going to be out of it tonight when they get blown the fuck out, but they're not completely out of it yet. We have I mean, a lot of the Packers, I don't think they'll make it. I would need to look at the rest of their schedule. If they win out, they'll make it. I don't think the Vikings might not. I don't know how bad Jettis is going to be hurt. Rams, I feel like they're getting it together at the right time. I feel like this division really comes down to like remaining schedule. Seattle probably won't make it. We're gonna lose to the Eagles next week, obviously. I mean, it's a really tough. Is this updated? Okay, yeah, it's updated. It's just a really tough schedule for us. I don't know what the Rams look like. The Falcons, like I said, the bottom of the on the bubble teams, it really is just going to depend on strength of schedule. But yeah, there's our like we said, we're still rocking with our playoff prediction. Right at the beginning of the year, we had Jets, Cowboys, Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles, play one, so we're rocking Dolphins, Cowboys. I think that would be a really really fun Super Bowl. Um, I still think the Ravens are frauds. We'll see though. We'll see. They could prove me wrong. If the Ravens prove me wrong, I'm okay with it. Oh, oh no. Okay, I just closed out Firefox. We are going to recap this UFC fight card. That we had this week, we're going to talk about next week, and then we're going to talk about some UFC 300. Some UFC 300 drama. Not drama, but prediction. Last week we had Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez. We're just going to start at the bottom of the main card. We had Jun Park against Andre Muniz. Muniz won by decision. I think it was a split decision. It was a lot of ground game, a lot of ground and pound. He couldn't submit Park. Park would end up getting on top. Rounds 1 and 3, and getting some good ground and pound in. Tim Elliott versus Sumidaraji. We had Tim Elliott. He did get a performance of the night. He submitted Sumidaraji, round 2? I can't remember. It was round 2 or 1. It was a nice submission. It was a good fight. Nasrat Hopperost, he got a performance of the night bonus. I'm pretty sure he won by KO against Jamie Malarkey. We predicted that. Nasrat he's going to be a really good contender soon. I mean that guy he's a brawler for sure. I like his style. Anthony Smith, Khalil Roundtree. I chose Anthony Smith because I'm a big Anthony Smith fan. I mean, he's just a fucking dog. Which it was stupid of me to do that. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, didn't know he came in on a 10-day notice. Anthony Smith on a 10-day notice got beat by Khalil Roundtree, knocked out in round 3, which I think it was a really good fight up until that. I mean, they were both trading, they were both landing really good shots. Khalil Roundtree didn't gas. And he landed the better shots in the end and knocked out Anthony Smith, who I feel bad for. I feel like he's a really good fighter. Um, he's just been fighting for so long. He's still at the top. He's kind of one of those guys. They even said it on the podcast. He's one of those guys you have to get through to make it into the top 10. Answer the question I asked in the YouTube comments. Why is it not showing the YouTube comments? Hold on. What are the chances we'll get a Dak Prescott minifigure in Lego Fortnite? I hate you. I actually hate you. Where were we? Yeah, Anthony Smith is one of those guys you got to make it through to break into the top 10. Song Yadong versus Chris Gutierrez. We predicted Chris would win. It was a really odd fight. Chris was doing really good the first and second round. Song Yadong seemed to be getting frustrated. Round 3, there were some eye pokes. There were some apparently grabbing in the glove. Seemed like Chris checked out of the fight. I don't know if it was whoever they were talking about talking shit in the crowd. I don't know if it was the eye poke and Herb Dean standing Song Yadong up with the when he grabbed in the glove. I don't know what it was. I mean, Chris really hasn't fought guys that can kick back. I feel like his legs kind of died. I feel like he took too many leg shots. I feel like his legs died and he kind of panicked and he didn't know what to do. He threw a very, very, very questionable Imanari roll at the beginning of round 5, where he ended up just getting put on the ground the rest of the fight. So it's really interesting where he'll go from here. I mean, Song Yadong, obviously in that division, number 6 is fighting for a title, so he's going to fight a top 5 guy. He called out Peter Yan, so that should be interesting. Chris, I don't know if he's going to move out of the rankings or if he's going to stay at 15. For him next, I looked at this yesterday, bro. I can't. Hold on. What are the divisions? I got to see who's in front of him in the divisions. Maybe he fights another unranked guy, and if he loses that, he obviously moves out, and that guy moves in. Bro, just show me the division leaders, bro, please. Thank you. Maybe I think him and Jonathan Martinez are teammates, so they're not gonna fight. Maybe Umar Nurmagomedov. I forgot what the controversy about him has been. I can't remember if he popped for PEDs or not. Maybe Ricky Simone. Maybe you run it back with Pedro Munoz. I mean, those are the only guys. Like, maybe you get a fight with Rob Font. I don't know. Those are all guys that are, I mean, I feel like good matchups for him. Obviously, I mean, maybe you get Chris versus Corey Sandhagen. I mean, that would be a huge, massive, that is a crazy, probably out of the realm fight. I mean, Corey Sandhagen's 4. I feel like that's a really good matchup, though, unfortunately. So I really just don't know what's going to be next. We're going to probably go with, we'll say him and Pedro Munoz run it back. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I mean, I was really shocked at that Imanari roll at the end, but I mean, it is what it is. On to the next UFC card. This weekend we have Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. We're gonna start at the beginning of this. We have Vincent Luque versus Ian Gary. Ian Gary's probably going to win. I wish Luke A would win because Ian Gary's fucking annoying as hell. Um, but yeah, I mean, Ian Gary's a super favored in the odds, so it's going to be interesting. I mean, but you can never count Luke A out. 11 wins by knockout, 8 wins by submission. Really, really well rounded guy. Who's his last fight? He beat uh, RDA in August. He beat Neil a year before that. I mean, not super active guy. He has beat. Oh no, he lost to Muhammad back in April 2022. So decent striker, decent ground game guy. We're probably still gonna go Ian Gary. He's 7 knockouts, a submission, 4 first round wins, coming off a 2 fight win streak. What was this one? Load more. 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak. I don't know what this one was. It was a no contest or something. Coming off a 5 fight win streak. He's been super active, so it's going to be really interesting to see that fight. So yeah, we're gonna rock Ian Gary on that. Oh god, this UFC website is so poorly optimized, bro. Next, we have Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett. Tony Ferguson's been going through the freaking gauntlet with what's his name? David Goggins. Obviously he's in peak shape. He's just doing that for his mental aspect. Paddy Pimblett. I think Paddy coming off of, was it his last fight that was super controversial? Like that he could have definitely lost that. 6 fight win streak, 6 wins by knockout, 9 by submission. Really well rounded guy. Um, yeah. I mean, he really hasn't beat anybody. Again, like we said about Lionheart, Tony Ferguson is a stepping stone now. You got to beat him to get in the top, into the rankings, into the top 10. Tony Ferguson's on like a fucking, what, 6 fight losing streak? Let's see. 13 wins by knockout, 8 wins by submission. A really good matchup, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fight losing streak. Tony Ferguson has not won a fight since 2018. So he hasn't won a fight in 6 years. So that's going to be really, really, really interesting. Really great fighter. Time just caught up to him. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Oh wait, hold on. It might be a 6 years. Really good matchup statistically. We'll see how Tony comes in. Next, we have Shavkat Rachmanov versus Stephen Thompson. That's gonna be a really good fight. Rachmanov, I think it's gonna be a really good fight. Apparently, the odd makers don't. Rachmanov is a 520 point favorite. That's freaking ridiculous. 8 wins by knockout, 9 wins by submission. Really well-rounded guy. I'm not saying he's not great. He's an amazing fighter. Like, he's beat Neil Magny, Harris, a lot of these guys that, I mean, I just don't remember for some reason. Really well-rounded guy, but then you got a vet like Stephen Thompson. He can sit there and he can bang with the best of them. We got 8 wins by knockout. Not a really good ground submission guy. He's decent defending on the ground. So it'll be really interesting. Did I say last I didn't give my Tony Ferguson Paddy Pimblett prediction. Give me Paddy Pimblett, bro. Yeah, give me Paddy Pimblett. Give me Rachmanov. I mean, Stephen Thompson, really good guy. He's just getting older. We have Pantoja. I forget how you say it. And Brandon Royval. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I do not watch a lot of flyweight fights. I mean, we had to watch Figueiredo and Moreno run it 7 times in 3 years. I'm gonna go Pantoja just because he's the champion. I don't know a lot about Brandon Royval, so if y'all want to let me know who the fuck that is in the comments, go ahead and do that. We have Give him O'Malley, Leon by KO. Leon versus Colby. Really, really good matchup. I mean, Leon's already murked one wrestler, apparently. 7 wins by knockout, 3 wins by submission, 5 first round finishes. Really decent guy. I mean, he beat Usman twice, which just really, I mean, styles make fights. Fighting Colby Covington, another wrestler. Granted, I think he's a better wrestler than Usman. I think he's a better attacking wrestler. Usman's just a really, really great defensive wrestler. If that makes any fucking sense at all. I think Colby wins this fight. I'm a huge Colby fan, so that might be a little biased. Is it not going to show me Colby's? There we go. Colby, 4 wins by knockout, 4 wins by submission, 3 first round finishes. He's an attrition guy. He's going to wear you out. He's going to. His last win was March 2022. It feels like so much longer than that, though. It feels like he hasn't fought in like 2 years, right? It feels like he hasn't fought since the last Usman fight, which I mean, he really hasn't. That went to round 5. It was a decision. I thought he beat the shit out of Masvidal. I thought he knocked him out. That's how I'm tripping. I mean, he really hasn't fought. I don't know. He hasn't really fought any. He's fought a lot of older guys. I mean, he fought a washed Woodley. He fought. I guess he didn't end up fighting Lawler. Did he end up fighting Lawler? It doesn't say who won that. RDA. I mean, Damian Maya when he was older. I just think he's a lot better fighter than what like looking at all these older guys say. I mean, he's got a lot of decisions. That's a wrestler type thing, you know. They're gonna grind you out. So it's gonna be really interesting seeing him fight a kickboxer. I'm really ready for that. I think it's gonna be a good fight. So give me Colby, Pantoja, Rachmanov, Patty Pimlet, and Ian Gary. We're gonna take that. You're gonna be off? No, I work this card. Unfortunately. Let's see the next card. Do we have anyone cool on prelims? Alfonso Minifield. Cody Garbrandt. Probably gonna get waxed by Brian Kelleher. Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell will be interesting. Next we have. It's gonna make me scroll all the way through that. We're just gonna talk about the named events. We have Strickland, Duplessis. I don't know enough about Duplessis, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Is he well rounded? Let's see. I just feel like Strickland is not gonna have that title for long. Eight fight win streak, 9 by knockout, 10 by submission. Give me Duplessis, bro. I just feel like Sean Strickland is not champion material. I think some of y'all can agree with me on this. Izzy looked really checked out of that fight. I don't know if he's just tired of fighting. He just looked really, really checked out when it came to that fight. So I don't know. I don't know why he lost that. It's gonna be interesting. I think Duplessis does win this. I don't know why I started from the top. I think it's because I wasn't gonna do this whole card. Raquel Pennington. Give me Pennington. I don't know. Neil Magny, Mike Marlaw. Give me Neil Magny. Jan versus Rocket. No, bro. Give me Jan, I guess. Actually, Rocket, I think, is a dog. 9 wins by knockout. I mean, Jan got that Polish power, bro. We're gonna go Jan. They're both coming off losses, so give me Jan because his last loss is probably more valuable. Arnold, let's see who. I'll say that. Let me see who Rocket's last loss is. It's gonna be like fucking Tom Aspinall or something. Oh, Tom Aspinall's heavyweight. I'm fucking bullshitting. Oh, he's the guy that lost to Jan. Okay, they've already fought. Okay. Um, I forget how that fight ended. It was on some bullshit, wasn't it? It was a tie. I thought that fight was a tie. Oh, it says they're both coming off. It was a KO by Jan? Oh no, the draw was Jan and Enclave. Okay. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Um Enclave. Oh shoot. Has he been boxing in Mexico? Really? We'll get to that. I'm gonna tell y'all why has he been boxing in Mexico. I'm gonna tell y'all why has he been boxing in Mexico in a second. I closed that out again, didn't I? Yeah, we're not gonna harp too much on that card. Um, God, bro, come on, load. Thank you. Um, UFC Fight Night, Fight Night, Fight Night. Volk, Taporia, give me Volk, obviously. O'Malley, Vera 2, give me Cheeto Vera. Y'all, hey, I'm not an O'Malley hater. I'm just a Cheeto Vera fan, so don't shoot the messenger. All right, so what Tyler said, apparently Izzy's been boxing in Mexico. I don't know if that he's like bullshitting me or not, or if he's dead ass. Like I said, for UFC 300, the super fight is going to be Izzy fighting for the light heavyweight strap against Alex Pereira. That's been my prediction. We'll just go over we're gonna cut this real quick after I go over we're gonna go over my UFC 300 predictions. Let me figure out what they were. All right, we had I have Alex and Izzy running it for the light heavyweight strap. I got Charles and Islam running it. I have Grasso and Whaley moving up to become a double champ. And then I have Connor and Chandler running it. And then I have Dustin wants to fight on 300. I don't know if they should put him on the main card. It's going to be interesting how this rounds out. You have a lot of top fighters wanting to fight on that. I think Dustin, I said Usman originally, but I forgot Usman wants to stay at 185. So I think he'll probably fight Gilbert Burns. I feel like Gilbert Burns is due. I forgot what his injury was, but I'm hoping. I think Gilbert Burns and Dustin would actually be a really good fight. So that is going to wrap up the Any Given Monday podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed today's podcast. Don't forget, like, follow, subscribe. We're going to try to be back next week. It's been difficult trying to get on Mondays. We've had a lot going on. We're going to try to be more consistent with the live content. You can follow us on TikTok. You can follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. I will catch y'all next week. Don't forget, follow all those for daily content. We are going to be the best sports podcast on every platform. Y'all have a great